Most people think building wealth means picking the right stocks, grinding 80-hour weeks, or getting lucky with some investment that blows up overnight. But the people quietly accumulating real, lasting wealth, they're doing something completely different. They're not loud about it. They're not on social media flexing returns. And the assets they're building don't look impressive at first, which is exactly why most people overlook them entirely. By the end of this, you're going to see wealth building in a way that most financial content never shows you. And asset number 9 is one that almost nobody talks about, yet it compounds faster than almost anything else on this list. Let's get into it. The first quiet asset is a high-yield savings account paired with an emergency fund of at least 6 months of expenses. This sounds boring. It is boring. That's the point. When you don't have a financial cushion, every unexpected expense forces you into debt, and debt destroys the compounding process before it ever gets started. The emergency fund doesn't grow your wealth directly, it protects the wealth you're already building. Index funds are next. Not individual stocks, not crypto, not the hot tip your coworker mentioned at lunch. A simple, low-cost index fund tracking the broader market has outperformed the vast majority of actively managed funds over any 20-year window you choose to examine. The fees are low, the effort required is nearly zero, and time does all the heavy lifting. The average investor who just holds and does nothing consistently beats the investor who constantly adjusts their portfolio. That's not theory, that's decades of data. Then there's real estate equity. Not necessarily buying a rental property from day one, but simply owning a home and paying it down deliberately. Every mortgage payment builds equity, ownership in a real asset that historically appreciates over time. It's slow. It's illiquid. And it quietly builds a foundation under your financial life that most renters simply never have. Skills are an asset most people never think to put on a balance sheet, but they absolutely belong there. A specialized, high-demand skill, whether that's software development, medical expertise, financial analysis, or skilled trades, is an asset that cannot be repossessed, cannot crash overnight, and appreciates as you deepen it. The return on investing in your own skill set is often higher than any financial instrument available to you, especially early in your career. A personal brand is an extension of that. In 2026, having a recognizable, trusted presence in a specific field generates opportunities that money alone cannot buy. People get offered jobs, partnerships, consulting work, and speaking engagements simply because they've built credibility online or within an industry. It costs almost nothing to build and compounds heavily over years. Intellectual property is quieter still. A book, a course, a patent, a piece of software, something you create once that continues generating income without additional labor. Most people never build anything like this because it requires upfront effort without immediate payoff. But those who push through that initial period often find themselves with income streams that run in the background for years. Then there's your credit score, and here's where people underestimate the numbers. The difference between a poor credit score and an excellent one, applied to a 30-year mortgage on a modest home, can cost or save you tens of thousands of dollars in interest. Good credit is an asset in the truest sense. It lowers the cost of borrowing and increases access to opportunities. Retirement accounts, specifically tax-advantaged ones, function as a quiet multiplier on every naira, dollar, or pound you invest through them. The tax savings alone can be worth a significant percentage of your returns over decades. Contributing consistently, even in small amounts, is far more powerful than waiting until you can contribute large amounts. Now here's asset number 9, the one worth pausing on. Your network. Not followers, not contacts, not LinkedIn connections. Your actual network of people who trust you, respect your work, and would go out of their way to refer opportunities to you. Studies on economic mobility consistently show that access to opportunities is distributed through relationships, not job boards. The right introduction from the right person can be worth more than years of solo effort. Most people neglect this because it doesn't feel like financial work. But compounded over a career, it may be the single highest returning asset on this entire list. After that, time in the market beats timing the market. Every serious investor knows this, but very few people actually behave like it's true. The asset here is consistency. Automated investing, where money moves from your account before you have the chance to spend it, removes human emotion from the equation. Emotion is the enemy of compounding. A well-structured business, even a small side business, creates an income stream that a job simply cannot replicate. Jobs trade your time for money in a linear relationship. A business, even a modest one, can eventually generate income that exceeds the hours you put in. The key word is structured, meaning systems, processes, and the ability to eventually run without your constant presence. Health is an asset that almost no wealth conversation includes, but it should anchor this entire list. Medical costs are one of the leading causes of financial devastation globally. Investing in your physical health, sleep, movement, nutrition, is not separate from financial planning. It reduces future costs, increases your earning years, and keeps you sharp enough to manage everything else on this list. Debt elimination is an asset with a guaranteed return equal to whatever interest rate you're paying. Paying off a loan charging 18% interest is functionally equivalent to earning an 18% guaranteed return on your money. That beats most investments in most years. Finally, financial literacy itself, the ongoing, deliberate practice of learning how money actually works. Most people were never taught this. The people who prioritize understanding tax strategy, investment principles, cash flow, and asset allocation consistently make better decisions than those who outsource their financial thinking entirely. Knowledge here has a direct and measurable return. None of these 15 assets will make you wealthy overnight. None of them are exciting enough to go viral. But here's what they share: they all compound. And compounding, given enough time and consistency, is the closest thing to a financial superpower that actually exists in the real world. The mistake isn't choosing the wrong asset. The mistake is waiting for the perfect moment, the bigger income, or the market to settle down before you start. The best time to begin building any one of these was years ago. The second best time is right now. If this reframed how you think about wealth building, the next video on passive income streams goes deeper on several of these, specifically how to stack them in sequence so each one accelerates the next. That one's worth watching.